Has this thought ever crossed your mind that your friends are always very carefree about money while you struggle to manage your budget and make your ends meet? It seems like you're slaving your life away just to survive, while your friends are always out there enjoying their life. This constant comparison can make you feel like you're falling behind, fostering a sense of inadequacy and financial stress. But what if this very perception of your friend's wealth is skewed by your own mindset? The way you view your friend's financial situation could be just your imagination, or it could be more about your own belief than their actual wealth. While your friends might appear to have it all, this perception might actually reflect on your own insecurities and thoughts about money. This usually creates a cycle of negativity where you constantly compare yourself with others, leading to dissatisfaction and self-doubt. And that's a horrible way to live your life. But when you explore your own beliefs shape your perception of others' wealth, it will help you realize that your struggle with money might not as different as your friends as you may think. It's a hard pill to swallow, I get it. But in today's video, we'll try to understand wealth and perception. We'll uncover not only why your friends might seem richer than you always, but also how you can shift your perception of wealth to improve your own financial mindset. We will also explore the idea that true wealth is not about money, but it's about how you value yourself and your achievements. By the end of the video, we'll shift your mindset into thinking that no, you're not falling behind. Now, let's first look into psychology behind wealth. But before we get into that, we need to address this. Are you truly seeing your friends' lives accurately, or you're projecting your own financial anxiety on them? It's a bold question to ask, but many people in an attempt to seem wealthy showcase only the highlights of their lives on social media. Think of it this way. When was the last time you were constantly happy for 7 days in a week? Absolutely no stress, no drama, no anxiety whatsoever. Just a happy little perfect life. If you go on social media, you will see that the best life of people. This creates a distorted view of reality, making it a bit harder to judge wealthy accurately. But when you constantly see this and compare this with your own financial state, it can make you feel inadequate when in reality, you're financially probably more stable than a lot of these people. Before going into the psychology of wealth, let's first see how we understand wealth. Now, I know most of you would be thinking that owning a Lamborghini or spending millions of dollars on designer bags is what makes people rich, right? But is that really the case? Well, according to a study, just 1% of global population holds a significant portion of the world's wealth. Isn't it unfair? So basically, the research is saying that only 1% out of 100 is actually rich. So why are we seeing that almost everyone in fancy clothes and cars? The truth behind being rich and trying to look rich are two different things. We always judge wealth by formal outfit, dinners, and sports car. But on the flip side, those people who are actually rich, like Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, wear simple clothes. But we all know how much money they have. What this basically means is that those who are rich don't really need to show how rich they are. They like to look poor when they are actually super wealthy. If you want to know the psychology behind it, I explained that in this video. Now, you would recognize that social media and others' appearance on it often don't reflect true wealth. You can start to separate reality from illusion. You'll start to understand that everyone has their own financial struggle, albeit in different levels. You can begin to focus on improving your situation without the need to compare yourself with your friends. You see that addressing your own financial mindset and insecurities can help you resolve the perception of wealth. Now, we're going to use this perception of mindset to guide you into overcoming the feeling of inadequacy or falling behind. Everyone has their own struggle. Let me give you a personal story. I have a friend named Brad. He's older than me and quite richer than me. He lived by the intercoastal and we used to play racquetball together a few years ago. I was financially struggling back then. So one day, after a long game of racquetball, we were just talking while we were catching our breath. Brad started complaining about his increasing property taxes because he lives near the ocean. His yacht needed detailing. He needs to finish writing his book. My responses to him were, "Good, that's great," to every single one of his complaints. He looked at me with a bit of confusion and with an annoyed face and said, "I'm complaining about my financial problems and my life," and he responded back as, "Good? What the f?" You see, back then, I was financially struggling myself. For me, my financial struggle was not being able to pay my electric bill or my phone bill or put food on the table. We were both struggling, but on different levels. But despite accepting your financial state, how do you stop feeling poor in front of your friends, especially when your financial situation isn't where you want it to be? But before we get into that, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Tasvir Mirza. I'm a realtor and a diversified investor, and I realize that there's more to the story behind money. And on this channel, I try to go beyond the numbers. If you like videos like this, please consider joining the community below. While you're down there, consider liking this video so it can reach other viewers like you. Now, in order for us to understand why do we feel poor, we have to understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It explains why we feel financially insecure when our basic needs are not met, and how this perception can be distorted when comparing ourselves with others who seems more financially secure. Abraham Maslow, an American psychologist in 1943, proposed a psychological theory which we know as Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory today. It arranges human needs in a hierarchical order, and the lower level needs must be satisfied before the higher level needs can be addressed. Level 1. Imagine you're struggling to pay for your everyday expenses like rent, groceries, or utilities. You see your friends posting photos of vacations, new gadgets, and dining out at fancy restaurants. Even if you know they're just sharing highlights, it can make you feel you're not doing as well financially. This feeling can be linked to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. First level. When your basic needs, such as having enough money for housing, food, are not fully met, you might feel insecure and anxious about your financial situation. If your friends seem to have more stability and comfort, it can make your struggle feel more severe. For example, if you're worried about your next rent payment, seeing your friends effortlessly enjoying luxury vacations, it can make you feel like you're falling behind. It's not necessarily about their actual wealth, but about how your own unmet basic needs make you feel less secure compared to their apparent stability. Level 2. When your physiological needs are met, then you move up to the safety needs. You seek safety and security, including physical, emotional safety, as well as job security and financial stability at this level. These are your basic needs. These two are your basic needs, and the next three are going to be your psychological needs. Level 3. The third level you move up to when your physiological needs and safety needs are met, love and belonging needs. You crave social connection, love, and a sense of belonging at this level. This can be addressed as psychological needs. This includes friendship, family, relationship, and romantic partnership. When your psychological needs are not fully met, you might compare yourself more negatively to others. To address these feelings, focus on building your own sense of belonging and self-worth. Engage in activities that make you feel good about yourself and seek supportive relationships. Recognize that everyone has insecurities and that social media often presents a polished version of reality. By strengthening your own psychological well-being, you can feel more secure and less affected by others' appearance or financial status. Level 4. Once all the lower 3 level needs are met, that's when you move to your 4th need, which is self-esteem needs. At this level, you seek self-esteem and recognition from others. This includes feeling of accomplishment, confidence, and respect. For example, if you feel left out or insecure about your social status, seeing friends who seem to have a strong social connection or high self-esteem can make you feel inadequate. Imagine you're struggling with feeling of loneliness or self-worth. You see friends who appear to have close relationships, confident lifestyles, and a lots of social validation. This can highlight that gaps in your own life, making you feel like you're missing out or falling behind. Level 5. And on top of the pyramid is a self-actualization needs, which is also your self-fulfillment needs. You reach here once all the lower level needs are met. And on this stage, it refers to the desire of potential and achieve personal growth. Self-fulfillment needs are about reaching your full potential and being the best version of yourself. This includes pursuing your passions, achieving personal goals, and finding purpose in life. If you feel like you're not reaching your own goals or pursuing your dreams, seeing friends who seem to be succeeding or living their best life can make you feel inadequate. For example, if your friends have an exciting career, have achieved personal milestones, it might make you feel that you're not doing enough or missing out. To tackle these feelings, focus on your own goals and passion. Take small steps towards what makes you happy and fulfilled. Celebrate your own progress. And remember that everyone's path's different. By concentrating on your own growth and achievements, you can feel better about yourself and your journey and less worried about what others are doing. So when Brad was complaining about his property taxes or he needed to finish his book, I was thinking about my own financial struggle. I didn't have the money to pay my power bill until I get my next paycheck. The problems that Brad was having definitely were problems, but on a different level than mine. From where I stood, Brad's problem were rich people problem to have, whereas I was struggling to keep my lights on, struggling to fulfill my basic needs. We were on different level of Maslow's pyramid. My perception of wealth is not what my friends have. I understand that their problems are also important to them, but I probably won't understand that because I'm not on that level. Recognizing that everyone's financial situation is unique can help you tremendous. Focus on managing and improving your basic needs. And remember that social media often shows a curated, idealized version of people's lives rather than their everyday reality. Now, one thing to keep in mind, as I mentioned before, all the lower level needs must be satisfied before the higher level needs can be fully addressed. The hierarchy is not rigid and can vary from person to person. When you look at this pyramid, where do you see yourself? If you're watching this video, you're definitely doing a lot better than a lot of people on the lower level. Suddenly you see that you're not really doing so bad after all. Let me know in the comment section below, where do you see yourself at the pyramid? While you're down there, consider liking this video so it can reach other viewers like you. No matter wherever you fall within the pyramid, you need the strategy to build your confidence to improve your financial situation. Only way you can do that is by stop comparing to others. This will help you resolve the feelings of inadequacy in the face of others' perceived value. But how do you actually do that when it's absolutely everywhere in our day-to-day lives? Comparison has always been a part of human nature. We judge ourselves on how we measure up to others. Let's say one of our friends is earning a good salary and I'm earning less than him. I would give him a higher rank and eventually I would feel like I'm not as rich as him. Sometimes we're also stuck in an illusion of wealth. We see some people who share their lives on social media, roaming around private jets, and we think they're just living their best lives and they're rich. But what we don't know sometimes is that even these things are fake. Just because they post picture, it doesn't actually mean that they own it. To help you understand the comparison, let me share a story that went viral in 2018. Anna Sorkin, who pretended to be a rich heiress named Anna Delvey, became famous online. She fooled the people in New York City into thinking she's wealthy by going to fancy parties and staying in expensive hotels. She even tricked others into paying for her lifestyle. Eventually, her lies were discovered and she was arrested for stealing. Her story went viral, showing how some people can try to look rich by pretending and the trouble that can cause. So now my question to you is, if she was one of your friends, wouldn't you have compared her so-called luxurious life to your life? If you ask my answer, it's a definite yes. Now, since you know that we compare ourselves to others, let's talk about the rich people and how they make us feel poor. Family background and upbringing greatly affect how people handle money and think about wealth. Kids who grow up in families where money management is discussed often learn how to save, spend, and invest wisely. They get lessons on budgeting and financial planning, which helps them make better financial decisions as adults. A family's wealth impacts a child's future opportunities. Those from richer families might have access to better schools, activities, and connections that can help them build wealth. On the other hand, kids from less wealthy families might face more obstacles like financial struggle or fewer opportunities. The way a family views money influences a child's own money habits. If a family values saving and hard work, the child is likely to adopt these habits. Conversely, if a family focuses on luxury and status, the child might also aim for high-end lifestyle. So how do you stop feeling poor in front of your friends? Stop feeling less than your friends. Focus on your own life and goals. Set personal goals and work towards them to feel more in control. Celebrate your own successes, even the small ones, to build confidence. Try to spend less time on social media where people often post their best moments. Practice gratitude by thinking about the good things in your life and surround yourself with supportive and positive people who make you feel good. Focusing on your financial needs, setting realistic goals, and working towards them, you can start feeling more secure in your own financial situation. This will reduce the tendency of comparing yourself to others and help you feel more content with your progress. At least it will keep you busy and you won't be able to compare yourself on social media with others. But when comparing to others, if you spend money on things that you see on social media what other people are spending on, no matter whichever financial stage you're in, it's not going to take too long for you to fall down from it. What are the things that you should never spend your money on? Find out in this video. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. See you in this video. But despite accepting your, accepting